what will be the program of today's webinar? So first of all, our traditional slide that I will tell you who are we actually, what is our company about, and for those of you who know me, I will try to be really short in this at this point. Okay, then will be the main part: 7 steps from idea to opening a profitable escape room. I will describe you each part of this business for you not to forget anything when you will be in the process of building, in the process of creating this exact escape room business. Then, of course, for all our participants of the webinar will be a gift. And the last part is questions, so you are able to write me any question you want about the escape room business, of course, and I will try to share my experience with you in that at that point. Okay, so who are we? First, really short, we are the Time Cost Lab company, we are the service company, and we are specializing on building escape rooms. We are already 4 years in the market. We participate in more than 200 projects all around the world. You can see US, you can see South America, maybe only not in Africa. We don't have the escape rooms because I'm not sure. No, I'm sure that there are some escape rooms. I saw them, but you know, this is Africa. So yeah, a lot of projects, a lot of scenarios, a lot of turnkey solutions. All that we did that. We know that experience, and we are in the close connection to all our partners. So we know some experience from different countries. That's why I'm here to share this experience with you and maybe discuss some of the points with you and try to answer your questions about how to run this business to earn as more profit as you can. And the second point, we are not just the service company, so we own the escape rooms. So we have them like behind not this wall, but the space which is really near to that to my office actually. Yeah, and we have the escape rooms. We have the outdoor games, escape games. Some kind of event company. So we are doing different types of the escape games. That's why I'm telling that we have the experience in that, and I'm trying to share it with you. So that was the first part. Yeah. At the first slide, there was actually one more point: warning and rules. So I hope that our rules are they're really common, like not to be rude in the chat. But the main part is not about that. The main part is that I will be I will talk about the things which are really simple, and these are the things for you to keep in mind, to remember about them. Maybe some of these things will be really important for you and will look like some secrets, but most of them are not. So actually, this is more like sharing, discussion, and all that. So, and I hope that you will not write in the chat that I knew that. Like if you knew that, then you're a good expert. Right here, we are trying to find better solutions for all of us in this business field. So, okay, let's start on our main part, and the first will be the creating concept and budget. And we will talk about the budget. This will be maybe the biggest part. So, first of all, what is an escape room? I think everybody knows what is an escape room. For those of you who are here on the webinar, it's for sure if you are starting escape room. But this is actually a really important question because what I wanted to talk right here about this question. This is the question not about like do you know what is an escape room or not. This is the question about the guys who. This is the question: have you played already this game or not? Of course, you are, but some of the guys who are starting this business, they are thinking that they're experts after playing just 2 games, and this is not correct because, especially if you are in a small city, you don't have an experience in that field, and you just saw something, and from 2 cases you cannot understand if that was something good or not. So don't think that you can become an expert after seeing something twice. No, of course, to start this business, you should analyze it. You should play a lot of games. So I really recommend you to visit other cities, to visit different companies. Yeah, not just the one. Different type of games. I mean, the different genres: horrors, comedy games, family games. It also depends on what are you going to create. So for you to understand what is it all about, to get as more experience as you can, and even though in the future, after you will have your escape room running, you need to get more ideas in the process. So don't forget about that. It is really important to be in the business field because, yeah, developing and how to say, the evolution is really important. You need to be in this info field. So don't forget to visit different companies, different escape rooms, even if you have already your own rooms. Yeah, this is what this question is about. The second one: invent your concept. This question, this not question, this point is about two things. First one is exactly about invent your concept of game. We will talk about that later. This is mostly about the scenario. This is mostly about what kind of a game, what will your product look like. And the second one is the concept of your business model. I don't know. So, are you planning to open the escape room for kids or for adults? What themes are you going to open rooms? What themes are you going to use for that? And the most important 2 questions here is you need to think about why will your product be better than others. This is really important, and where will you get the clients? So the first one: why will your product be better than others? The phrase that for example, I'm not really, I really don't like the horror themes, but for example, the phrase that my horror game will be the scariest one in the city, in the country, I don't know. This is something not concrete and not even, I don't know, having sense. Because you need to think about the exact future. Like to say this will be the scariest one, it sounds like nothing. You need to get some feature. You need to get something new here. And of course, one more remark here is that it shouldn't be the price. Like I will have the scariest horror game, and my thing will be that my price will be a little bit less than others. This is not working. The price couldn't be the I don't remember the exact term on English, like unique selling feature or something like that. The price couldn't be that because everybody could give a discount and everybody could make the price lower, and then your unique selling proposition will not work. So think about the concept in a way that you need to bring something new. There will be something wow in your escape room, in your exact city, in your exact situation, like in 2018. And yeah, this is really important to think about that in the point of exact escape room and in the point of your company as itself, as the location of the escape rooms, as the location where your game master works and all that. And also where will you get the clients? You need to think about that before you open actually this business, because this is the common mistake. Then you're starting something and you're thinking that that's not a problem. I will think about yeah, that's a problem, but I will think that then the time comes. No, the best way is to think about that even before you start it, because if you have this plan already, then you will be successful here. About the place, target audience, unique selling proposition are over here. Oh wow, and I'm just not reading what I wrote exactly. Sorry guys. Okay, and the third question here is there. Is the franchise necessary? So this is about most of our partners asking. First of all, they're asking, are our company selling the franchise or not? The answer is no. So we are just a service company. So we are selling product. Like you're giving us money, we are giving you the exactly something for that money. Is it? It could be the scenario. It could be the electronics, puzzles, decorations, design projects, like anything of those. So we are not selling the franchise. But as you know, a lot of companies do. And is the franchise necessary? The example that I'm talking about every time people asking me is you need to understand what this franchise might give to you. And actually, this is the answer for our second question for the point 2. Where will you get the clients? And the biggest profit that you could get from buying the franchise is that will they bring you clients or not? 2 examples. First one, not about the escape rooms. For example, the McDonald's, the KFC, the I don't know, something like that. Everybody knows that in each part of the world. And if I will open the McDonald's somewhere in my city, everybody will know what is that. I don't know. A lot of people love McDonald's. It will be something new in this area, and I will have a lot of clients. So I have a brand which is really famous, really important, really known in the world, and I will get clients from that. Second question, second example here, back to the escape rooms. If you are buying a franchise from some company we have a lot of guys from New York, from US, sorry. So you have some company in New York, and for example, and you are going to buy a franchise for your city, for Charlotte, for Charlotte, for example. And you don't have this company in Charlotte as a franchise. And if I'm in this market for a long time, so I know a lot of companies and a lot of franchises and all that stuff. But for the players from your city to open in Charlotte some company which is really good known in New York might be not a good idea, because for them it will be just a name. It's not something like McDonald's. It will be just a name. It is good that if this company is really, really good at New York, and they have a lot of articles, a lot of info, good feedback on the online, for example, about this company, and you are getting this franchise, then it's okay. If not, then this is a tricky question, you know. And in this case, it is better to find some kind of a franchise which is really, really strong and good at your exact city, because they already have the client base, and after you will sign the agreement on this franchise, you could send all the emails to all that client's base that the new escape rooms are coming to this city from this company, and they will be really cool. and thousands of people who already played the games of this company in your city will know about you. So, in my opinion, you should think about buying the franchise in this way. So, answer is yes if it bring you a flow of clients. The answer is no if because if in this second case, yeah, for example, if it is some kind of a company from other city, from other country, and because there are a lot of useful franchise that are giving you nothing, and you should really need to be need to think about that and just ask them what are they giving to you, because this business, they cannot give you a lot actually, but they're taking a huge payments for like the first payment, and some of them are having royalties. So you need to think about that not once to buy if you want to buy a franchise. If you want, we can talk about that more. We know a lot of companies and a lot of franchises and all that. And the fourth point here is, I think today you will hear that phrase a lot from me. Work with professionals. So if you're going to do something new for you, and you're trying to do it by yourself, or you're trying to do it with your neighbor, you will just spend a lot of time, and time equals money. You will spend a lot of money on that, because this market is really developing and on a high quality right now. You can find a lot of service companies as ours, and a lot of franchise companies where you can write emails for them and asking a lot of questions and get some info from them like for free. So yeah, but my big advice here is to work with professionals, because there are a lot of professionals in this field already. And yeah, if you're making some kind of a mistake at the beginning, it might be really expensive in the future. For example, okay, yeah, well, we'll talk about the scenario later. Yeah, work with professionals. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Average costs. Here I wanted to talk, so we are coming to the second part of the first point, the budget. We were talking about the concept first. Average costs. First I tried to make some kind of average numbers, but then I understood that there will be a lot of guys from different countries, and actually this will be not representative right now. So I just left this info for you to not to forget to count that for to get this info from the different franchise companies, for example. Or if you're from US, we have in US partners. You can write me an email after, and we will talk about how many investments is there needed to build a company. Just the reminding that don't forget about investments, about all these. So, first of all, you need to remember that you need to some money to open the escape room. But don't forget that also you need some money to create an infrastructure. This means the reception area, your workforce, yeah, the promotions and advertising and all that stuff. So this is not just about the building walls, buying puzzles, and put them in one room. This is actually a lot of work, and all this work and all this needs time and money actually. Yeah, and the payback here is also, this is like our average experience from different countries, different cities, that the payback from one escape room, if you're going to open just one escape room, I will be honest with you that the payback will be like, the answer is never, because even it's not interesting. The main idea here is that after you're opening the first escape room, and it is really cool. You invest a lot of money in that, and it goes really well. People love it. After they are finishing the game, they are exiting the room, and they are asking, "Do you have something more?" And your answer is no. Then it's a fail, because you made something really cool, and then it's something really cool. You need to make repeated sales, and in that case, you need the second, third, or even more escape rooms. So 2 escape rooms, 3 escape rooms. I would prefer the number is 3 escape rooms, which this is the number which is I don't know, like I could say magic for us even. So on our 2 different locations, we have 3 escape rooms, because it's really simple to control them, to make every business process works really well. So with the game masters and all that, it is not necessary to build a big party room, the reception area for 3 escape rooms. So in this case, it is like really golden middle. But I know a lot of companies which are building like 4, 5, or even 8 escape rooms, and they are working well. So, but you need to think about that also. Then you're creating your concept and counting your budget. But I don't see like nothing criminal in building 5 escape rooms on one location. It's really great. But then you are planning that, you need to remember about some additional stuff that might happen. For example, which is coming from my mind, for 2 or 3 escape rooms, you need a smaller reception area, and your game masters could sit there and control the games. If you have 4 or 5 escape room games, then you should think about some kind of a additional separated small place for your game master to control the game, to give the clues, because believe my experience. Okay, yeah, we're really stuck on the first part. We spent 20 minutes. Yeah, will be the next parts. They will be shorter and shorter in time. Make a financial and calendar plan. You see that the first part, even we haven't not started our construction, our scenario, nothing is yet started. We are just planning. We are planning our business. We are planning how to build it and all that. So, what is the financial plan? You get it. You need to list all the expenses you have. Don't forget anything. On the next slide, I will show you like the short description of everything you need to remember about. The calendar plan. What is that? You are listing all the tasks you have, like the list to do, and on one side, and the other side is the calendar. So, like first part, making a plan, few days. Then writing a scenario. You're putting the number of days which you are needed to write a scenario. The next will be finding the place. It could be in parallel of with writing a scenario, so it will be the same days. The next one will be finding good guys who will build your puzzles. After you got a scenario, for example, yeah, because you need to give them the scenario for them to count how much it will cost and all that stuff. So after you will put all the tasks, after you will put them in the logic order and put how many days it is needed to finish this task, you will get a big calendar with your plan and how it goes. And if you have this plan, it is really easy to control the whole process, because you're not seeing exactly, you're seeing the full picture, but also you're seeing each task that, okay, the scenario writing took me not like 2 days, which I planned to finish it in one night. It takes me 2 weeks, and you can understand that some of the tasks which are connected with this one will be moved and all that. So it's really easy to operate with this plan and to understand where you are if you have it. And just remember that every day of delay is an increase of your budget and you're losing money. And of course, this is really simple. don't forget, even if your plan will be ideal, I will be honest with you again. Even if you will cooperate with our company and we will share a lot of experience with you, we will tell you everything we've got, there might be a situation that we will forget about something, like something unexpected. I don't know, like it could be anything. You could forget about to buy a table, to buy chairs, not to put it in the financial plan and all that. So put just we have it as a rule on each project. We have the 10% for unexpected expenses. Then it's not a big surprise. Then we have something like that during the project. And of course, one more time from the previous slide, to correctly predict time and budget, work with professionals. Because if you work with the professionals and companies such as ours, for example, these calendars will be more accurate. So here is the slide with I tried to put stuff like the big parts for you not to forget. If you want it, I could send you the presentation after. You could look through all the stuff. There are nothing special actually here, but as other expenses. Don't forget about the lawyer and the registration of your company, about advertising and all that. So just for you to see what you need to put in details in your plans. So, okay, the next one, scenario. We finished with the first phase just. Scenario. Actually, this is a really important part because remember I talked about the mistakes and that they might cost you a lot. So scenario is exactly about that. If you have good scenario, then you can build a good escape room or a bad escape room. If you have bad scenario, then it is really, really, really hard to build a good escape room. Yeah, because the scenario is like the basis, you know. So you have a few options to make a scenario. First option is to write yourself. So what's the pros and cons here? Economy, great. The price is nothing. Only your time, only your nights. I don't know if you have other projects or work. Yeah, you're using your ideas, your friend ideas, and all that. You're paying nothing. But the quality will probably be lower than average because if you're just starting the escape room, you don't have as much experience as the other scenario writers that wrote so many escape rooms. And here, remember I talked about the first point when you need to visit 20, 50, 100 escape rooms. Even after that amount, of course, you will get more experience and you can find some info about the tricks, how to write the scenario and all that. But it's not so easy as it might looks like, actually. So there are a lot of small tricks and small features that the professionals in this field knows because it's actually hard work. So this is my point. Yeah, you will have to rework a lot. This is the same point that you will write something and you will not think about how to, I don't know. I have an example. You wrote a scenario about, I don't know, some Egyptian theme or something like that. No, not Egyptian theme. I don't know, any theme. And one of the puzzles is that there are 4 big statues, I don't know, human size, and you need to place them in the right order or to put them in the corners. It might be a good puzzle, but after you're starting to the creation of this escape room, after you are going to find the guys who will be making this status for you, you will get the estimate for them, and the price will be really high. So the statues will fall down on the floor, and they will be broken, all that. So you will have a lot of problems. You will need to rework these scenarios, rework this puzzle, and all that. So, but the scenario writer who already had the experience in that, he will think about that before, and I don't know. This might be stupid, but he will change it for instead of the statues, there will be pictures on the wall. There will be small statues or something like that. So there are a lot of things that you might not think about at the beginning, but there are. Okay, and about the scenario, how to write a good scenario. Actually, we have the webinar on our YouTube channel. You can find it there. So at this point, I could say that don't write the scenario by yourself, but if you are buying the scenario from somebody else, check our webinar and check this future scenario or this company on the points that we discussed there. So that's my advice. Buy a written one. You have two more options: buy a written one and buy a new one, actually. So buy a written one. Of course, you have to pay for that. It will be $1,000–1,500. This is like our price. I don't know. Some other companies is close, but I heard that some guys are selling the scenarios in US for a few $1,000s. And I really don't know what's there, because what we already have seen, this is not right cost for that. Okay. About the written scenarios, you can read the feedback about that. You can find the context with that scenario. You can find some. The opening is much easier because there might be some photos. There will be more information. This is already tested scenario, so you will have something which is already worked. But the problem is here that it could be outdated. It means that the company is selling the franchises, and they all started 4 years ago. They have this scenario, and you could buy the scenario which is really old. In this case, it really matters what city are you in. I mean, if you are in a small city and you don't need to buy a high-tech scenario. You don't need to do escape rooms like as in the highest quality as in Los Angeles, New York, or Moscow. I don't know, because for your exact city, the business model is like other. You could buy the cheaper variant, and it will be a great variant. For Orlando, for example, guys, I think the advice here is cheap variant is not a good variant there, because you have the Disney parks around. You have a lot. I know a lot of escape rooms in the Orlando. So each city, each situation is individual. So you need to be prepared for that. But in our case, for example, our company, a little bit of advertisement, then you are buying even a written one. We have an option. No, it's not an option. This is a necessary point. We are doing that each time. We are editing our scenarios. So for exact situation, for exact budget, for exact space, facility, we're just reworking it. Even if you bought written one. So the basis will be the same, but we are making some edits for it to be better. And order a new one. The cost is a little bit higher, might be, but you will have a unique scenario, so you might get an agreement that you are that nobody will use that after. You will have the theme that you want, like everything that you want here. this works only with the experienced escape room scenario writers. And the little problem here is it's a problem and the positive moment. The positive moment that if you wanted to be like so unique that you wanted a new scenario, new theme, then it's okay. But nobody realized it before, and nobody knows what might be the problems with that scenario. So anyway, in the process of making, then you're working with something new scenario. You will meet some problems there. You will need to rework it and all that. So this is about the scenario part. I think it's done. Facility and the construction works. Next step. So you're starting to work with the exact place there will your company be placed. So we discussed that how many square meters or feet needed for the escape room. Also, it really differs from the country which you are in. For example, for standard ones, what we are doing, the 35-40 square meters is okay. 50, we've met 60, even we've met 100 square meters. It depends on the concept that you created from the first point. So it might be really different. We are talking here right now about the standard ones, the standard classical escape rooms. But here is really important about the mentality. For example, in our country, in Europe, mostly people are love to play like 4 players, 5 might be. And for this amount of people, 40 square meters is okay. 35 square meters is okay. But then in US, we have some partners, and they asked us to rewrite scenarios so that 8 or maybe even 10 players could play in one game. So, of course, we will add more puzzles there. But at the exact place there 4 players played before, and you want to put 10 persons at one time. Of course, you need to do your place wider. So these partners, they have the space is around 60, maybe 55, 50 to 60 square meters for one escape room. So it really depends on the concept you have, how many players do you want to play it once, and all that. And don't forget also about the reception area. You need from 20 to 50 square meters for the reception area. 50, it might sound a lot for you, but in this case, I include the party room. For example, if you have a lot of escape rooms, you have big companies coming to your place, playing, and they're sitting. This is a really cool practice. We lost it, I will be honest with you, so we haven't done that on our own escape rooms because we have free escape rooms on one location and small reception area of around 20 square meters. But a lot of our partners made the party room, the big one, and players are renting it for different parties, for birthdays. Even after they played a few games, they're just sitting and paying you for nothing, for eating their cake. So yeah, it also depends on what you want to build. You know that already, 10% for unexpected expenses here. This is not about the square meters actually. This is about the price of works and all that mostly, I think. But you might look at that also at the angle of the square meters. But no, don't do that. If you got the concept, if you got the scenario and the exact rooms, you will place them, and you should not put the 10% expenses more, because you will have floor plan already. Yeah, this point is mostly about the price of works, because builders, constructors, This is a bad thing, but especially in my country, they're always having some problems. So, for example, we are now making the repairment works at one of the rooms to make it relaxed room for our company, and other room will be one more office. And they had to finish 1 week ago, and they are still, I don't know, they just stuck. I don't know why. Some of the partners said that in the US, for example, this is not how they work. So if they needed to finish to that date, they will bring 20 more workers and they will finish to that date. If it's so, then it's great for you. Don't forget to make the agreement right. Work with professionals, then you will be able to predict budget and timing. So the common advices here actually are working. But then you're renting a new facility, then you're finding some place. This is not on. This works really good at our country, but we've met our European partners that US partners also, so that works for all of you. So there are different options. First of all, to ask your landlord for rental vacations. Ask from time to start. If he will say no, if he says no, then okay. You asked, nobody died. If he says yes, then you will save a lot of money. So rental vacation is that you're coming in saying that to start a business, I need like few months to build an escape room, to put all the decorations there, and to build the infrastructure and start working to earn money. I don't have this money right now. I cannot pay you this rent. And a lot of landlords giving you a few months. This is really okay. We made it with our facilities, like we asked for half of a year for free. We made the escape rooms for 2 months, and 4 months there were without any rent. We were just having extra money. So this is a good option. Nobody will die if you ask this from your landlord. And the second one is a little bit harder one. It also worked for our landlord because our facility was in the like really bad conditions. So, and we said that we will make it looks good, and at the end, after we will, for example, leave this place, you will put the rent few times higher. So yeah, and all these works which we invested in, not all part of them, which we invested into the repairment works, we asked them to count as a rent. This is less. This is might not work so successful as the previous point, but also you can ask. If he says no, okay. If yes, great, you saved a lot of money. Yeah, this is just a reminder. Don't forget about the ventilation and the sewerage. I think actually I forgot about the ventilation today. I closed the window not to have outside noises, and I'm just dying right now. So for you, don't forget about the ventilation and the sewerage at your facility, because if players are at the conditions that I am right now, they will not get good emotions from the escape room. They need fresh air. They need ventilation works, and they need it. Really, everybody needs air. What do we have here more? Oh, yeah, and of course, don't forget that building expenses. This is mostly about the decoration works, like the final constructions about the works. That it really differs. We tried to talk about the average cost, how much it will cost to build an escape room in different countries. So even it depends what kind of a theme you will choose. So to build a horror, it will be less because you know. So the decorations will be, or the first room might be in the whole dark, so there will be no decorations at all and all that. But to build a Harry Potter or a themed escape room or Egyptian theme or something like that, something some fairy tale in your facility, it might take a lot of money on that. So also it depends how much dollars you will spend on the square meter here. More advice here: make a design project. If you have such a possibility to, first of all, to make some kind of a visualization, good. If you have the possibility to make a design project, then great, because design project is you will have the picture before all the works. You will have the picture how it should looks like at the end. And for example, if you don't have any picture even in your mind, you will try to pick the wallpapers, you will try to pick the floor, then something will not work, you will have to remake it, you will have to buy to the shops again and buy some more stuff again, spend a lot of time, spend a lot of money. If you have design project, if you know how the escape room will look at the end, you will not forget about that. You will buy all the furniture. Like you will have design project also. One more plan, one more list of what you need to do to build your escape room. If you have these pictures, then great. It will save you a lot of time and money. Electronics and installation. I think I will be short here about electronics. Work with professionals. We had a lot of cases. We heard a lot of cases. One of our partners, which were trying to open the escape room near ours, we offered them to order the electronics from us. They said, no, we have an electrician. It's okay, we will do everything. They spent 8 months to make puzzles works. They spent all their powers on that, and after they opened this room, they had no power to promote it, to work with it, and after a few months they closed because in their plans there were 3 escape rooms, but they stuck on the puzzles of the first one and they lost everything. They lost their investments on that. Yeah, such a sad story. So work with professionals, especially with those who, of course, with the guys who already did that, because you might find some electrician and ask him to build you a puzzle, but for him, like, what is the puzzle? He never played the escape room. He don't know what is that. So work with professionals here also. Think not only about the puzzles. Also, a little bit of advertisement here. Then we are making the scenario when we are making the set of puzzle prompts. We are adding there the audio, the video, connection between puzzles, all the wow effects. Audio, video, and light is the easiest way to make your escape room way much more wow. I mean, if you, after solving the puzzle, there is an option that light changed, sound changed, next puzzle activated, video appeared, something like that, then it is much cooler because it is cheap to add that if you will think about that before. But the wow effect is great. I mean, if you're playing the horror game, you solved some puzzle and the light is started to flash and then just turned off. A good wow effect. If you are buying, there are a lot of companies which are providing separate puzzles. If you are buying separate puzzles from different companies, okay, they will be great, might be, but they will be not in one set, so they will be just separate puzzles. So it will be a room with number of puzzles. If you need some wow effect story, I will call it that way, then it's better to put them together. So that's what we are doing. That's what we are thinking, and advise you to think about that. In how to make your electronics looks good and all that. Be a professional customer. What does it mean? First of all, you should be interested in any questions. I mean, you should be really interested in that process, even if this question is not important for you. There is a trick. Make it looks that it is important for you. I mean, for example, I have a partner, a customer, and he's buying electronics from us, and I will ask him, "What do you think?" And if I will do it in this way, and he says, "Okay, do what you want." Uh, After a few same answers, I will think that okay, I can do everything how I want. And there might be a really important question for him, but at this point, I will be making the decisions how I want, and I will not ask him. So, if you are working in this way, and I'm asking you, what do you think about that? Just pay a little bit of interest, like, okay, I'm thinking that the best variant is that you offered me, for example. Yeah, because I will not ask you for how we work. I'm not asking you the question how to make something. No, that's not. We are making it, so we need to provide you some options. So, what do you think if we will do it one this way, two this way, or three this way? In my opinion, the first one is the better one. You're saying, yes, I think so too. If you're answering this way, you're a professional customer. It seems like you're really interested in this case in your whole business. Um, Check the experience of the company in advance. So get the examples of work, get the contacts of their previous customers, get something more, check their website, check their webinars. Do whatever you want, just get some feedback about that company. If this is just some kind of a freelancer who's this is not about only the electronics. The scenario is the same story. If this is some kind of a freelancer who is writing the scenarios for escape rooms and you don't have any examples of his previous works, then it might be not a good. This will be the same as to write the scenario by yourself, but you will pay somebody money for you don't know what. That is really important. Even if you are working with professionals, if in any case, talk about what does the company provide and what it doesn't, because there were a lot of situations that we are making the estimate, for example, and there are two different lists in the Excel file. And it's on the first one is written that we are providing a lot of props, and the second one is what the customer should buy. And they just not clicking the next list in the Excel file, and after they got it, they signed the agreement, they got everything is great, and they're asking, where is the cup? I don't know. We said, in the second list, you should buy it by yourself because there are no electronics in it. It is some kind of not necessary for us to buy this cup and to send it to you in the parcel. We could do that if you want, but we need to talk about that before. He said, okay. And this is just wasting of the time, of your time. So check everything properly, what you need to be prepared. For really big projects, we are, like for any project actually, but for big projects, we are in really close contact with our partners. Like we are working on the scenario with them. Like we signed the agreement first on the set of props and puzzles, for example, and there is a list of what we are providing. We are starting at work, and then me or my manager, we are starting to work with our customer on the full scenario and like reading. First room, you need to buy this cabinet, this table. What do you think? The cabinet should be this size because there will be hidden something like that. The table should be this size, and so yeah, we're working really closely to not to forget everything. For big projects, it's really important. Even for one escape room, for two, maybe three, it is okay. But for starting from three escape rooms, if you are doing them at one time, it's really hard to put everything in your head. So we are trying to help our customers in that. Sign an agreement, of course, because we are always signing the agreement. Mm, this is about timing. This is about the task. This is about the list what we are providing, whether or not. This is about pricing and all that. Be a professional customer buyer. And of course, think about the installation before. So how will you install all the stuff? And about the future maintenance of your escape room. It means anyway, even if you're buying something really simple, I don't know, the separate puzzles, don't buy separate puzzles. But if you bought separate puzzles, um, think about the guy who is engineer or electrician and will provide you some help anytime you want, because players during the game, they are going crazy. They might break something. They might be really emotional. They might just cut the wires out of the wall and all that. So in this case, you need some guy who will be responsible for that, who will come this day or next day and just solder the wires, put everything properly, some kind of the worker with good hands and all that. So think about that before, and this guy will help you with installation, for example, or the company who is selling you the set of props will do the installation for you. Ask them. Also, it will save you a lot of time on that. Okay, that was about the electronics, props, and furniture. Oh, sorry, carried a little bit more than an hour actually. Write me something on the chat. Are you still here? Because it is too interesting. I didn't thought that it will be such a long webinar today, but these themes are really simple, but they're really important. And I'm planning to put this video as an example to send all our partners that are asking for an offer or something like that. So that's why I'm talking too much, trying to say everything which is coming on my mind about the points we got here. Still here, very interesting. Could you give us some pointers that you've talked at the beginning besides the price point? Dmitry, sorry, I just didn't get like wow pointers that you talked. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The unique selling proposition. Okay, I got it right now. Okay, yeah, I'll think that. I will think about that. I will answer about on that question later. Let's continue like the main part first. Props and furniture. I will be really quick here. The same rules as for just connected. The webinar will be on our YouTube channel, so you could watch it after. Props and furniture. Every rule that we discussed before works for the props and furniture also. Just some few more points which you have to remember about that, about the props. That it should be vandal resistance. So then you are doing something, as we talked about the statues. Don't do them from something really easy to break. Don't do some stuff which, oh, as I said before, the professional writer, scenario writer, and the common scenario writer, that's the difference between them also. So this one, the professional one, thinks about that before thinks about a lot of stuff before. So props. Don't add the stuff in the escape room, which is really easy to break. Oh, I'm sorry. I have some video turned on. So, yes, I'm not disconnected. I was talking about easy to break. But the problem is that, as I said, people are really on emotions during the game, so they might break you everything which is in the room, the props, the furniture, everything. But if you will think and add less things that's easy to break in the escape room, you will have just less problems. So that's it could be really beautiful to add some beautiful thing in the escape room, but don't forget that if it will be broken, you need to buy one more or change it with something. Lifetime, as I said, everything has a lifetime, so it will be broken at the end. So for the stuff which is really easy to break, you need to think about the copy, not to stop the games. Yeah, even if it's not even, especially if it's an important part. I don't know, like it's a silicone finger, and there is a chip hidden there, and this finger opens the door in the escape room. It's really important, so you need to make some copies of that. Or we had for one of our escape rooms, we had like remote control of the motorcycle, and the last puzzle is to turn on the motorcycle to make the smoke, and then the door opens. And I don't remember, like players or somebody else. Players are always putting this remote control somewhere after the game, and it's really hard to find. But one time they just took it with them, and we were just, what? Where to find the remote control? But remote control is okay, but some small stuff which is easy to which you might lost, and or which is really easy to break. Think about the copies. There is a mistake. How to build in the electronics. This is about if you are buying the separate puzzles, for example. There are a lot of companies which are providing just electronics, for example, like the sensor, RFID sensor, RFID chip, magnet lock, power adapter. You're plugging it in, it works. Great puzzle. But your goal is to make it a good-looking puzzle, to put these RFID chips into some statues, to put the sensor into table or something else, or if in your scenario it is written something more cool than the table or statues, then you need to think about how you will install these electronics in it. This is mostly about, we could put this point back about the electronics, so but it is here about the props. Think about this is the we had this situation, the silicone finger, and like, for example, you have the silicone finger, you have the magnet or the sensor which you wanted to put. After you made the silicone finger, it is really hard to put the sensor in it, or it will you can cut it. You can put the sensor in it, you can glue it after, but it will look awful, honestly. So think about that before. And it's really easy to do that, it will be already built in, but you need to think about that before. Okay, that was about the props and furniture. Creating the infrastructure. We are coming to the finishing work on the escape rooms, thinking about our workers, about what else do we have in this business. Game masters, of course. We have, for each of our workers, we have responsibility, some kind of a description, like the script of rules. I don't know how to call it, like for game masters, for managers in our office, in our service company, for scenario writers, for sales managers. For each worker, we have such a description with the script of work, of all that. For game masters, it's really easy. So you can ask me, you can email me. There is our email address. You can send the email there with the question, could you send me the responsibilities of game masters? So they're really easy there about how to work. The reloading of the games also are included in this description, so don't forget about that. Just it will make your life way much easier because it's something is written on the paper or in the document and online, and you could show it to your worker. Then it means that your business processes are really good, because you can check, you can test your game masters after, you can hire them with that, you can get rid of them because of they don't know these instructions and all that. And if they have some questions, they could find it in this description. If you don't have the answer on their question, remember this question and put it in this instruction. And next time, the new game master which you will hire, then you have the number 10 escape room, you will have the full instruction, and you don't have to spend time one more time to teach all your game masters, telling them again and again all that stuff. Sales, game masters. I have a webinar about that, so find it on our YouTube channel about the like free marketing or something like that, or even we had like the separate webinar about exactly the game masters. Game masters, they're not only for controlling the game and all that to giving the clues. No, they are the guys who are talking directly to your customers. They are the guys who are selling your business. They're like, the responsibility on their shoulders is too high. I mean, really, on their mood, it depends how much money you will earn this day. So, and they are making repeated sales. That's a rule. That's true. We checked it. It really matters. The motivations for them really matters. We tried different variants, and if they are motivated, if they are working well, then you are earning a lot more profit. There is a webinar on this topic. Yeah, you will find it. Reception area, creating the infrastructure. Don't forget about that, because yeah, people are always asking us about okay, we are buying the escape room for you, and after that, they are thinking, what about the laptops on the reception area? What about the video system? What about cooler with water? I don't know. What about sockets? All that. So these are. It might look like this is a stupid question, but they are. Just don't forget about that. You need to build the reception area also. And don't forget to put additional, like how to say, something which will help your game masters sell more, something which will tell customers about something, like sales in the reception area. Put the different other products. It could be, I don't know, Coca-Cola. Put the paper, some kind of a banner that you are selling gift certificates. Put the banner with some kind of a promo action. Don't forget about the photo zone. It's really important. Brand wall. Put some different stuff on reception area, which is which will help to sell more for your game masters. Put the full description of like the short paper with the full description of different rooms, and like this will be a small offer on the table. This is a small thing which is really easy, but people just don't do that. So don't do that. Party room. Also, we talked about that at the beginning. If you have more than 2 escape rooms, then it might be a really good idea to make a party room. People will rent it. People will have the birthday parties in there. It's really cool. Then you have such a place, and you can add some more games. Like we have different formats: role games, games with closed eyes, imagination games. So you will have just one additional room, which you don't have to invest a lot in that, like nothing. I mean, just to make some walls and a little bit decorations, put the couches in there, and that's all. But you can earn money from that, and you can provide some games in there. Of course, VCs. Don't forget to build them. It's really important, believe me. Brand wall, I talked about that. Photo zone on the reception area to make photos, because it's free advertisement, free marketing. And in our webinar about the free marketing, I have the additional slide exactly about the photo zone and how to make photos. And there are a few tricks about how to do that correctly. So find it on our webinars, on our YouTube channel, sorry. Website. Of course, you need the website. I don't remember who, Bill Gates or somebody like 20 years ago said that if your business is not in the internet, then you don't have business. So that is really true. So you need to be there. The website could be just the informational one, but I would prefer that the booking model should be there better, because even in the situation that you have more than 2 escape rooms, it is really important that it will be work automatically. I mean, you will get so there will be a calendar with all the times and all that stuff. With the schedule, so the players could pick the game for them. They're leaving phone and mail there, so you are making a client base automatically again. So you could make some kind of emailing at the moment you're opening new escape room and all that. So I would prefer that the booking model would be there. So for me, it's necessary, but I know that some companies are working without it. It depends on what you're doing. Social medias. So don't forget that people are looking in the internet. Of course, the Google ones is I think the most useful. So you need to be as a website in the internet, but also you need to have a group on Facebook. You need to be on TripAdvisor. You need to be on, I don't know, Quora, or anywhere you could be. You need to be there. Instagram, of course. So social medias. You can put all this work onto your game masters. So also you can find it on our webinar how to do that. So it's not a problem, but it will bring you customers. And the last one, start and promotion. Test groups. After you finish the work on your escape room, you need to test it. You need to test it with different people. Even because, this is really true. Then we have some games which we already sold in, I don't know, 10 cities, and even now we are testing it and making edits. There might be some edits, after test groups because of the mentality, because of different cities, I don't know, like because of anything. So and don't forget that first of all, test groups first function here is to test your escape room. So these test groups, they are free, like they're not paying you nothing, but you will get a feedback. You might add more clues. You might change something. You will see that these stuff is really easy to break down, and you will find a way how to change it for the groups that are paying you money for that game and all that stuff. So you need to test your escape room, which you will. But also, don't forget that the test groups is the really good and free advertisement for you because, so how to do that? You are writing in all your social medias on your website, anywhere else, that you are making a lottery and important part. You are making a lottery and who will win will play your game for free. And they are doing reposts, they are giving you their mails on the website and all that. So this is a free advertisement. And one trick here also, don't make test groups like free for companies. I mean, make them for one person. What do I mean? The winner might be one separate person. It means that if Petrenko Vasily won in this lottery, I won just one slot. So I'm not coming with my company of my friends, and testing your escape room. I'm just one, and three others winners are coming and playing with me. So we are four separate people in one team playing. Why you need to do this in this exact way? Because I have a friends. I will test this game for free, but I will tell my friends that they need to go there because it's really cool, and my friends will pay you money. So if I will bring my friends, each of these guys will bring you money actually. So yeah, don't make test groups from one friend zone. I don't know how to call it. Okay, promotion before opening, really important. We talked about that. Don't think that you will solve that problem after. No, you need to think about that before. So all existing free advertisement. You're making social medias, you're putting a lot of info about your future escape rooms, the legends, the description, the, I don't know, photos of some props might be. So everything which might get interest from the players. You might put the form on your website that this escape room is not opened yet, but it will be in a month. So leave us your email and we will send you the email after it will be opened, and you will be the first one to play. So collect these emails, get as more leads as you can even before you opened. Collect leads, yes, that's the second point. Diary of projects. Previous time we discussed that and we find this time with this case. So we are doing that every time. Every time we're starting new project, we are doing this diary. First of all, it's interesting. Sometimes then I need some photos for my webinars, or I don't know, in some other cases, I'm looking at our diaries of like even first escape room 4 years ago, and for me it's really cool to read what we were doing, what kind of mistakes we had and all that. Even for me to remember that. But for people around, it was really, really, really interesting to read what we are doing, what kind of problems we have, how we solve them, how the project is going, when it will be ready. So don't mind, put as more info as you can there. Promotion after opening. Of course, these test groups won't bring you thousands of people. You need to promote your business. So, of course, internet advertising, aggregators, if you know that. So these are different types that writing the feedbacks on your escape room. They're like in different cities. There are companies that are going for free. They like to visit your escape rooms for free, like and saying, "I'm an expert. I will write a feedback for your escape room," and you have to get them a free game to not to get a good feedback. No, this is just like their rules. Like I don't know. Maybe in your case it's not. We just had some companies like that came from different cities and said, "We want to write an article about your escape room. Could we play for free?" No, pay money and you will write an article, and it will be more truly, because you know that problem. Then people are not paying. Their emotions on that are really like differs completely. That's true. So actually, for right now, our webinars are free on this YouTube channel. But before, we were selling them, and we were selling them for $10. You know why? Because it was really it was sad for us. Then we were sending the webinars to some kind of customers or our potential clients, and they were just saying, "Oh, okay, yeah, I will look at that after," and they were not, of course. But after paying $10 only, they were so interested in these webinars. They asked so many questions that this is a psychology. So then you're paying even $10 for something, you will how to say? You will be more accurate to that. I don't know. So yeah, I don't remember how I started on that philosophy, but this is also about the aggregators. Yeah. So, but also it's really important to get into these aggregators onto different articles, because, for example, our San Francisco partners, we built them 2 rooms, and there are a lot of escape rooms in San Francisco, and these one more little advertisement. Both of these 2 rooms got into the top 7 best escape rooms in San Francisco, and they were just opened. It was a huge success, and they're opening 2 more escape rooms this summer, with our help, of course. So you need to get into these articles, get into these aggregators, get into each channel you can. And look at our webinar about the marketing. If you want, you can pay me $10 for watching the webinar. Just please watch it, because it will be really helpful for you in the future. You can find some useful info there. Repeated sales. Also, it was. We have a few webinars about it, about the repeated sales, about the free marketing, about not free marketing, about your employers, game masters, how to motivate them on the repeated sales. So yeah, just don't forget about that. There are a lot of tricks. Use every possibility you can. Okay, I think that's the end of the main part. As a tradition, we have a gift. So this time, summer gift. I haven't told you about that today. I was planning, but I don't remember when I Lost it, but doesn't matter. We have role games. Actually, this is a different format of the game. Which oh yeah, we talked about that. Then we talked about the party room. So this is a game which could be provided at cafes, at your place, at your party room, somewhere else. So we are doing it as an event, for example. So it's a game for 10 to 20 people, and we have right now we have two different scenarios of that. So for all of you who will buy any product from our company, it might be scenario, electronics, it might be anything else, until 12th of July, 2 weeks. So you will get this scenario for free. So this is a additional way of earning money for free. So actual price for this scenario is $1,000. If you are buying something from us for 2 weeks with the promo code summertime, you will get it for free. So that's our gift for today. And the question part. So yeah, there is a contact. There are contacts you can find there. If you want, you can write me an email. Ooh, I have a lot of questions. Okay, I remember the question about the unique selling proposition. I will think about that. Go off and get back in. Please send us link to all the related stuff to our emails, please. That will help us in any way. Dmitry, I will ask. Oh, I see that the Vsevolod is here, but I will remind him tomorrow to send you. Um, Dmitry, if you are here, you mean to send the links to the webinars, or what kind of links we were talking about? Wi-Fi IP camera or wire camera? Camera with microphone or a system of microphones? That's concrete questions, and that's a good ones. Let me see first. Please talk about wow selling points. That we could include that in our business plan. Okay, that was the first question. Let's think about that before. I will. Like that's not an easy question for me. Like to give you a lot of unique selling propositions right now, but I will give you some examples. For example, the first, then the horror games came. They started to be like similar, and one of the features we added, it is all feature, but still, just for you to understand what it might be. This is about the concept of the game, exact game. We added a feature that players are starting the game in different rooms, in different locations, or in one room but separated and really far away from each other. That's like really easy but really simple. But the game that we got on that was had a huge success. It was like really new. All the horrors was like on dark, something like that. But when we added dark and 4 people separated in different rooms, it was a huge success. What else? It might be, yeah. That's not a easy question because you need to think about that in the on each theme of the escape room. For example, we are trying to find these features in the hint system. So in different escape rooms, we are not. We have the system with microphone mostly in all our. We are. The advice is to have it anyway because the microphone is the best way to communicate with players. If they are starting to break something, you're just pushing the button and screaming in the microphone, "Don't touch that, please." But in our different games, for example, Stack Party, we have the Stack Party game, and there is a legend, the story of the game that the how's the groom, yeah, bride and the groom. You had a party yesterday, and he is now not in the conditions so he cannot talk with you. Uh, but you lost the waiting ring. You need to find it, and he's in on the preparations right now. I mean, waiting preparations. So and he can talk just via Skype in the chat or some messenger. So players are receiving clues via laptop in this game, via this messenger or via Skype. In this game also there is one more feature, the karaoke in the shower. This is the main feature. This is the main part of this game. Really fun, really cool, and this is the main idea which every player are telling their friends that they saw it in our escape room, and it works really well. It's really cool. So this is like some kind of a unique selling proposition of this exact room. Um, about the hint system, Alice's Dream, we had also we had it in we have it as an optional, so we can provide you that. Um, Giving hints. Cheshire's cat on the picture monitor is decorated like a picture, and the game master pushed the button. Cheshire's cat appears. He's starting to talk. So you're using the simple microphone, but Cheshire's cat appears, and it seems like he's talking. He's giving you clue. Then he's disappears. He disappears. So this kind of a trick. This is not a unique selling proposition for this room. This unique selling proposition for Alice's Dream, for example, is that it is a family game and like everybody loves Alice's Dream. And such small things that like you can find them. We are trying to, if we are talking about the exact games, unique selling proposition of the game, not your exact location. Then I would rather say that our scenario writers are trying to add that during the process of the writing the scenario. So yeah, if we are talking about the whole business, the unique selling proposition might be that you have 5 escape rooms in the party room. Not the unique, but the party room with role game scenario might be good, and something like that. So. In theory, unique selling proposition is something that make you different from your competitors. Something that people will compare you and your competitor, and they will say that these guys are cool. So this is the story about that. Okay, going back, we had the. I hope I gave you some ideas, and we could talk about that also later. About your exact rooms. We had the Wi-Fi IP cameras. A good question. You can use both. IP cameras. They are like you are able to use them. No. I will say that. Some of the customers are asking us about that, and they are telling that I want to look what is happening. At my place, at my games, then I'm at home. Why do you need that? Actually, you don't need that. Nobody uses that. So, actually, you could make your wired cameras works this way, but nobody uses that. We are using wired cameras mostly because anyway, you need to provide, you need to make a wire layout, just to add one more channel with wire, so it's not a problem. What wires is wires? Wi-Fi might something happen with Wi-Fi. I don't know. It really doesn't matter actually. But our technicians, my partner, technical director, they like the wired cameras mostly. So yeah, microphone system. Let me actually. I remember that we started with different lines. I mean microphone line and the camera line, they were different, and we used before the cameras which are with the microphone already. Actually, I don't remember what we are doing like right now, which of the variant. But it is also doesn't matter. The one I could ask this question. I could, yeah, send this question to my technical director to have some kind of advice here. But actually, it doesn't matter. And one thing is here, which we are really sure, is that the control of one game should be on one laptop. I know that it might sound crazy that if you want to have 10 games, you need to have 10 laptops, but the answer is really easy. That remember, imagine if the game master is having coffee and he spoiled the coffee on the laptop. All your 10 games are gone, and something like that. So we are really about the safety, about that everything works, will work properly, accurate, and will not be broken. So in that case, I would rather say wired cameras, wired microphones, and cameras separated. You can connect them to different channels. It's not so hard. So it really doesn't matter. But if we talk about the safety, then wireless works better, best. Wi-Fi, who knows what might happen to Wi-Fi? No, nothing actually, but I don't know. Cameras are working. IP cameras. Let me think. IP cameras are recording or not? I don't remember. They should record the video to some kind of a server, but we have the recorder on the reception area, and we have all the video for 2 weeks. Yeah, all our cameras are writing the video. For I was talking too much about that, and you're asking for better game master control of the system. Actually, for game master, it really like the same. He will say like the picture and the sound will be the same from the Wi-Fi IP camera, from the wire camera, exactly the same. So, but with the wired cameras, you're just plugging them in and they work. You don't need to do anything with them. With IP cameras, there might be some problems with their connecting and all that. Do you have an estimated startup cost for your US partners? Yes, we have a lot of estimates, cost estimates for our US partners. We really detailed actually. So, oh, I see several already send you the message. After how much time we need to remake existing room into a new room? Oh, guys, I'm just answering so long. Where is that question? I would rather say that it is 2 or 3 years. Right now, it is something like that. Yeah, but for example, not 2, 3. I would rather say 3. Our first escape room is still opened, 4 years. The second one we changed. The third one also Stack Party is still opened and is okay. So 4 and 3.5 years works great. Yeah, we need to change them. We really don't have time. Don't have the powers to do that. We have a lot of other projects. What are the biggest hurdles you have faced when opening a new room? Hurdles means problems. Oh, they might be any of those. Like, if you are asking, then we were just started. Then we had all the problems that, like, all the 7 steps. Each step was a problem for us. I mean, the electronics was a problem. We by that time we didn't had yeah, we had no engineers. We had like a lot of we wrote a scenario first. We remade it. We wrote it by ourselves. We had an experience in writing scenarios, so we wrote it by ourselves. We tested a lot. We remade it, and after a few time, we started as became a professional scenario writers. We wrote our first scenarios by ourselves, but we had experience in that. Scenario problems. We had the props problems, where to buy this stuff, how to do that, how to make this thing works, how to connect everything. Then first rooms were really simple. The third one, the stake party, started. We added there a lot of interesting wow effects, some stuff which needed to be not as a separate puzzle. We added there. These connected puzzles and all that stuff, and we stuck a little bit because we didn't know how to realize it. On each step we had problems. Right now we are trying to get rid of that, and if you're accurate, if you're paying attention to the details, then you will do everything great. Should you build one game, open it, and get it going before building the second game, or both at the same time? I would say that it is really hard to start like few games at one time, but what we did, like with our San Francisco partners, they started first game. They ordered 2 games from us, and like they finished the first one, and right now they started the second one because people who were coming to the first escape room, they left a request on the second one, so they needed it to be done really quickly. So how to answer this question? It is hard to do simultaneously a few projects, but if and of, you will not launch them at the same time. It is important because you will pay attention to one of them at this week, then you are doing the task groups and you are making final preparations. But doing like 2 escape rooms is a good thing that you might take the like building these workers who are doing the constructions, the walls. They could do 2 facilities at one, not at one time, but like one by one. And if you are doing it one by one, you can save some time here. So after they finished at the first room, they are going to the second one. And the first room, you are starting the installation of the props and puzzles, doing final preparation. They finished here, you're doing this work here. So it will not be simultaneously unless you have a lot of workers to do that. But so yeah, actually there is such a possibility, but it should be a really good planned project. So anyway, it won't be simultaneously, but I would rather do 2 at one time. We did that. Our first escape rooms, we did one by one, but we did all the building works at once. And just at the time we finished the first one, we started the second one like immediately. And yes, so we finished the second one really quickly. Boom, boom, boom. So it's mostly about the effects and not marketing. Dmitry, you're asking about again about these unique selling propositions. These effects, I was talking about the exact games, and I was talking about them from the point that if there is a cool thing in the escape room which people players love and share with their friends, this is marketing. About the marketing is also like one more thing. You're adding free AR puzzles into your game and writing on the website that you have this escape room with augmented reality. Some kind of a unique selling proposition, if you don't have such in your city. But if you have, also it might work because people will see that, oh, augmented reality is something new. I want to go to this escape room, and there will be free puzzles with that. Why not? Good question from Orest. If you could answer about how long rooms last. I answered this question. I hope. Where in Ukraine did you have customers from? I remember from Odessa. I remember from somebody from Kiev. Right now, I cannot answer this question. We had so many. I really made the list before with all the cities that we've done. Right now, I'm not doing that because more 100. I'm not sure about the exact number because each month we're sending our equipment to different projects, and right now I'm doing a lot of work on other stuff, so just have no time to make a list of cities. So if you really want, I will do that for you. Will you send pictures of how rooms will be decorated for each scenario? Yes, William. I think that's what Seva already should do. Oh, or not. With the with with this scenario, we will send you the visualizations, the pictures of the rooms, of course. We will make the exact visualization for your exact space. I mean, so it won't be for something. It will be the like floor plans for your space, how to arrange the furnitures, how to do that, and all that stuff. So and all the schemes, wire schemes, will be for your exact facility, of course. With the World Cup in Russia, have you noticed more people making escape rooms? We had some requests on doing on events from different cities where the World Cup is going. Uh, some of them bought some scenarios for outside games. Some of them are not. So I could not say that there are a lot of action about that. Just we have no advantage to attract new audiences to the escape room due to World Cup. Just some kind of marketing, using some marketing effects. Yes, our guys from our team who are responsible for marketing, they're doing something. I don't know really. I really don't know what they're doing about that. Something. But we are located in the city which is not about this about the World Cup, so we don't have games here. So we don't have tourists in our city. So that's a pity, but that's true. What kind of marketing campaigns did you do at this time of the World Cup? Did you have a different campaign? Yes, yes. My answer will be, of course, you need to do marketing campaigns which are really about what is happening right now, about the actual something. So, of course, because it works way much effective than anything else. If you're writing something about the match which is now played, about some like anything which is connected with what is coming right now, it will take more effect. So of course, I cannot answer you what we are exactly doing. I just saw on the Instagram, I saw on the Facebook. Wow, I just got the info. Actually, I was looking at the match before the webinar started, and I disconnected from the football because of the webinar, and I'm just reading that our team are going to the next round, and I'm really happy. Wow. So, um, wow. Oh, Russia won the Spain team. Wow. Due to penalties. I finished on the additional time. I think I'm not gonna sleep today. I will go to my friends right now. So yeah, back to our marketing campaigns. We are. I saw something on the Instagram. I saw something on the Facebook. So a lot of connecting with that, but I cannot tell you what exactly. Are you talking about same location escape room or separate locations? They are adding right now locations to escape rooms into their location they have right now. They try to get location with bigger space. So right now they have the option to build 4 escape rooms there. So they have 2 already, and they're adding 2 more. And they had such a big success on those 2. So they found a place for, I don't know, like 7 escape rooms, but they lost this variant, unfortunately, and they were planning to move these 2 to other place and add 5 more there, but something went wrong there, and they just decided to left 2 more. Okay. In your experience, what is fundamental to choosing the right space for the escape room? Bro, there are a lot of points right here to how to choose the right space. For our partners, we have the option to send us the floor plans, and we will try to fit the rooms. We will recommend what to do, how to fit them, how to do that all, and all that. So there are a lot of points. This is a big question, and I think I told that in some of the webinars. I really don't remember. Or you're talking about the localization, like where in the city, or something, what, or the conditions of the facility, or what exactly? The localization, it's of course it's better to put somewhere. It, in my opinion, the game, the escape room game, is not something about the. mm, It is some kind of a small adventure for a group of people. Like for me and my friends, um, it is okay to have a Friday night to go somewhere far and play escape room game. So there is no need to locate it at the center of the city and pay a huge rent. No. Um, there are, I would recommend, this is not a rule, but I would recommend not to place the escape room in the malls. Of course, there are a huge flow of the potential clients, but as I said, escape room is something like a small adventure. This is okay for me to sit in the car and came to whatever to where it goes, or to take a bus or something like that. So it's better to put the location should be near the bus station. But malls, they have such a strict rules. They had a huge rent, and I would not prefer that. So malls, no. Center of the city, not necessary. Somewhere near bus station, not like 50 kilometers from the city. No, no, exactly. But actually, also in the U.S., yeah, in U.S. I know that we have it in Russia, but in U.S. even more. People are having the trips, like trips, escape room trips. They're sitting in the cars, going to another city and playing as more escape rooms that as they can. So a lot of small city. If you are in a small city which is located near to the big center, it means that you will have the players from this big center. So actually, our own escape rooms, our own office, we are living not in the center of the city. We are 26 kilometers far away from the center of the city. We are living in some kind of a student campus. We have a lot of universities around. We are some kind of a Silicon Valley of Russia, Silicon Valley of Siberia. So we have a lot of IT engineers here and all that stuff. But we are really far away from the center of Novosibirsk, of our city. But 70% of our players from the city, from the center of the city, and it's okay for them to come to our escape rooms. So yeah, we are really far, and it's okay. I would prefer that we would be in the center of the city, but I don't know. We started here. Actually, we started here, and we were not afraid because I will tell you honestly, we bought a franchise from the. Then we started. We were the first one, and we bought the franchise for like really small price. Like you can imagine how less it was. But we bought it because for 2 months there were two escape rooms in our city, and they were from this company. And the feedbacks were really good, and they had a lot of clients, customers. So after we opened our first escape room and we had this client base, we had a full booking for October, November, December, January, February, March. Like for half of the year, we had mostly 100% booking. Really, we got a full success here. So, no, but that was the time we caught it. In such case, it depends on what country are you in and what are your exact situation. Okay, so right now I think the questions are over. I will go and find how the game was finished. So I will see the penalties. And so thank you guys.